change last minute like that. But it's, yeah, I mean, good thing is we have a lot of staff that works, but they had to work all day, working ahead before the Jacksonville State game. So I told our players that morning, Saturday morning, once we finalized the contract, what the change was, but I told them our focus was all Jacksonville State until after the game was over.
You got one?
I don't know if you asked this or not, but how does it feel to kind of tournament to honor Mr. Newman? Great to do this.
Yeah, no, it's great. I mean, to honor CM, who such a pioneer in Alabama basketball history. He turned out to have some pretty good coaches as an AD as well. But he had a lot of positive things as far as the history of Alabama basketball goes. You got CM Newton right up there. His picture with all his accolades right going into the coach's locker room and our practice facilities, so we kind of see it. But great that Martin, his son's here at Sanford, and I've gotten to know him a little bit. So yeah, we're happy to be part of the CM Newton Classic here and happy to honor him.
All right, let's go to online questions. Charlie Potter, why don't we start with you?
Yeah, hey coach, just wanted to see if you had an update on Coach Petway and JD Davison.
JD practiced some of the stuff today, so looked like he'll be a go. We didn't have him go through everything. With JD, I think he'll be fine. Coach Petway is still with his medical issue he's dealing with. Does not look like he'll be back until after Christmas currently.
Mike Rodak?
Yeah, with this being the last non-conference game, just where do you think this team is now compared to where it was at this point last year, both from a result standpoint and also just style of play?
Yeah, you know what? I mean, we're in a better spot. This year we get the full 13 non-conference games. So 12 of them coming before SEC play, and then obviously Baylor being in the SEC Big 12 Challenge midway through conference play. Last year we only had 8 or 9 before. I think we only had 8. We had 8, I believe, before SEC play started. We were 5-3. Those 8 were 4-3 after the first 7. So I think we're in a better spot now going into SEC play than we were last year as far as record-wise goes. Now, I don't feel like we played well these last 2 games. We've got some signature wins, really good quality signature wins, on our resume before conference play started, where I don't think we had that last year, but we really picked our stuff up going into SEC play last year. We're going to have to pick our level of play up. We're not playing at the level we need to be. We're not playing at the level we were a few weeks ago. So our defense has to get better. It hasn't been great these last 3 games. But I do feel like we've got the capability of going on a run come SEC play. Obviously the start of SEC play last year was pretty phenomenal. It's going to be hard to replicate 10 straight games, but we're probably in a better spot now as far as non-conference resume goes than we were last year, but we got to see how we start SEC play, because we really started with a bang and kept it rolling there for a while last year.
Tony Tsoukalas, go ahead.
Nate, this game has a real international kind of flair to it if you look at both rosters. Just how much do you look in Europe and across the globe at players that any bit of your recruiting process?
We'll look anywhere for players. Obviously we've gone to Canada and gotten some really good players. We've got a couple of Canadians on the team now. And we've, I also got Alex Chiku from France, and they've got some foreign guys. I mean, Lee's really good for them. So we'll go wherever we can find them. Obviously Davidson, and I don't know how exactly Davidson recruits. Typically, I'm guessing they'll find players wherever they can get them, but they've had history of great basketball. Coach McKillop's one of the best coaches in the game, and Steph Curry obviously coming out of there. It's been known for shooting. They're one of the best shooting teams in the country again this year. And the foreign influence with Lee's arguably their best player is playing really well for them.
All right, let's finish up here. Last question with Jerry Tifton. Go ahead, Jerry.
Yeah, Nate, I wondered, with all the games being postponed or canceled, how you envision this season playing out. And what kind of coaching challenge is it to things being so fluid?
Yeah, I mean, it's not something you'd think you'd have to deal with rescheduling games last minute, 2 or 3 days out, but maybe we're gonna have to do more of that, kind of look to, maybe opponents change last minute. We gotta do a good job of protecting ourselves, wearing masks when appropriate, taking care of your bodies, getting your immune system up where it needs to be. And then, I think that, the NFL's looking at, been reading some of this. I listened to Frank Martin's statement he made. I agree with him. Like, things have changed. The vaccinations have come. Like, people they're still, you're obviously still able to get it being vaccinated. But when you get it, how contagious, I'm not a doctor, but if some of this, reading what the NFL's changing their policies on, I mean, we may need to look. I mean, things change now that a great percentage of people are vaccinated. You may want to do something different than what you did before. So many were vaccinated. We want to keep everybody safe. We want to keep the virus down as much as we can, but I think you've got to play these games too as much as possible, and life's got to move on in as normal fashion as you can, whether it's college basketball or just life in general. Economy's got to move. People got to work. People need to do things. So we probably got to reevaluate how what it takes to hold somebody out while still maintaining the health and safety of student athletes and everybody involved in the program. But I'd like to see every game played. I'd like to see things back to as normal as we could while still being safe for our student athletes.
All right. Thank you, Coach. Appreciate the time.
Talking a little trash on the field? Yeah, we get it. Trashing the state with litter? That's terrible. Keep it clean. Keep Alabama beautiful.